of technology. Okay, great stuff. Right, my name's Tony Wake. Let's start with a basic understanding of where I come from and why you should lend your ears to me for the next 20 minutes or so. For the past 14 years, I've been making my living off a very interesting methodology, and that's manipulating people's minds to think different things. Right? Now, manipulation, everybody's got this idea of manipulation is a bad thing, right? Well, let me ask you this. You turn to your partner in the morning when you wake up. You ask your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, honey, how did you sleep last night? What does your partner do? They start thinking of, I woke up this many times during the night, or I had these dreams, or I feel this way, I'm well rested or I'm not. Would they be having those thoughts if you didn't ask them how they slept? So what did you in essence do by asking them how they slept last night? You manipulated their thinking. You infiltrated their mind, their thinking, and you caused them to think that they wouldn't normally think at that specific time. Okay? Now manipulation is just a phrase people use. Other call it mind control, other call it plain communication. Because what is communication? I'm making sounds that's traveling through the air, it's hitting your senses, and you're taking those sounds, you're turning those sounds into words, you're turning those words into sentences, and you're adding meaning to those sentences. What's good and bad for one person isn't good and bad for another. Everybody's got their own rules, their own methodology, their own beliefs that they're living towards. And which is what I want to handle with you guys today, is the essence of belief. So, if I can have your attention for the next, like I say, 15 to 20 minutes or so, would it be helpful to you if I give you a surefire way to control your beliefs in essence, so it can help you get to the goals that you've set out for yourselves? Would that be something helpful? Would that be something, if you take it here, no matter where you go in life, you can apply it? Would that be something that you would like to learn? Alright, so let's get everybody involved quick. I can show you how easily it is to infiltrate someone's thinking. Would you like to see how that works? Right, everybody, I want you to put your right hands up into the air for me. Your right hands up into the air, nice and high. Not this low, that's a different show. A little bit higher. There we go, okay. Nice and high, alright? Right hands up into the air. Okay, now, it's all about attention. Are you paying attention? Yeah. Make an L with your fingers like this. Okay? Make a thumb up like this. Like everything's going to be A-okay, right? Okay, make a circle like this. Okay, now keeping your hand there. High, nice and high. High, high, there we go, nice and high. Again, that's a different show. I want you to look up at your circle and look over here at my circle. Then again, look up at your circle and look at my circle. And one more time, look up at your circle, look at my circle, okay? And take your circle and put it on your chin. Okay, now for those of you who don't know, this is your cheek, this is your chin, alright? It shows who's paying attention and who's not. Because when it comes to changing your beliefs, changing the way your mind functions, there's a 3 simple step way that you can do that. And we term it the ABC. That's easy to remember, right? ABC. Now the first part, A, is attention. You need to be aware of something before you can alter it. Now there's a lot of classes and teachers who teach you meditation, who teaches you self-awareness. Basically, all that self-awareness is being aware of what you do at all times, not going into the automatic mindset. Because how many of us, let's say you're driving on the highway, right? You're in your car, you're driving on the highway, you're not thinking about if you see your turnoff is in the next 5 kilometers, you're not thinking, okay, I need to change gears, I need to indicate, or You're thinking, did I switch the lights off at home? Did I feed the dog? Is the stove off? I still have these meetings, I still have those emails, I need to phone these people. And for most of the ladies, ooh, I saw this dress and those shoes, am I right? That's what you're consciously thinking about. But if that's the case, see, the power of the mind is beginning. If that is the case, who's driving the car? the subconscious or unconscious part of the mind. The powerful part of your mind that has your heart beating. It's stuck. Can I unstuck it? And no, that's not a... I heard it over here. It is unstuck. I'll show you guys why it's unstuck and not unstick. All right. If I can use somebody a little bit later on, I'll show you why. In any case, getting back to the car. If you're driving the car, your unconscious part of your mind, the part of your mind that has your heart beating without thinking about it, the part of your mind that has all your organs operate without you having to think about it. Imagine if you had to think every time, now my heart needs to beat, now my heart needs to beat, now my heart needs... Oh, look, a squirrel. Am I right? Gone, done, you know. How many people would still be alive today? Not many, am I right? You know, human race extinction tomorrow. Done. So the unconscious part of your mind is in essence the powerful part that has you survive. It's the part that not only stores your belief systems, but it also is the part that has your body operating to its capacity it is at the moment. Now, it's outside the scope of this short talk I'm going to give you, but the unconscious mind, if it controls your body, it can also control the health of your body. It can also control how well your body operates. But like I said, that's outside the scope of this. We're here to talk about belief systems. Okay? So let's look at belief systems specifically. Like I say, belief is an unconscious process. So first step is attention. You need to be aware of it. You need to be aware of what you're thinking at all times. Not, yes, Tony, thinking at all times, yes. I know we are part animal, but you know, the prefrontal cortex that makes us human, the thinking part of the mind, allows us to think. So if you're not thinking about what you're doing, in essence, you're just another animal running around. I see many of those, and that's where the road rage normally comes up. I've got a lot of clientele who come to me with anger issues, with road rage specifically, because there's animals on the road, right? They don't think, they just do. So, to be human, to live according to your purpose, the first step is attention. You need to start paying attention to what you are thinking at all times. Then the B part is belief. What are your beliefs? Now let's look at beliefs specifically. I wake up in the morning. My alarm clock goes off. I turn around to switch my alarm clock off and I knock my glass of water over. Now the water's all over my cell phone and I need to jump out of bed and quickly dry the cell phone before it gets damaged. And at the end of that time, I'm 10 minutes behind schedule. And now because I'm late, everything is a rush. And I'm getting dressed in my shirt while I want to brush my teeth, and I mess toothpaste all over my shirt, and I've got to go get out of my shirt and put a new shirt on. But the shirt doesn't match my tie that I want to wear, so now I've got to look for another tie. Now I'm 20 minutes behind schedule. Right? I'll have breakfast either on the way to work or at work. I don't have to worry about breakfast, right? And now I'm down, and as I get to the garage and open the garage, my car's got a flat tire. Now the human mind is excellent at picking up patterns. It's what makes the human race unique. If something happens only once, it's an occurrence. If it happens twice, it's a coincidence, right? But from 3 or more times, it becomes a pattern, and the mind starts paying closer attention to things that are in patterns, because if something happens 3 or more times, you start making it more important. Your attention is more based on it. So now this is what happens. Now by the time my car's tire is flat, I make this belief system: today is going to be a crap day. And I have that belief system: it's going to be a crap day. And now I've got to take my jacket off and roll up my sleeves and change the tire. By this time I'm an hour behind schedule, and now I'm on my way to work, and now I'm stuck in traffic. And I didn't have breakfast, so now my stomach is growling, and I'm stuck in traffic, and I repeat to myself, today is going to be a crap day, right? And I passed this accident on my way to work, and now I'm like, see, it's a freaking crap day for this guy. I knew it was going to be a crap day. And your secretary phones me like 2 or 3 times. Listen, sir, you're late for a meeting. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm on my freaking way, you know, and I put the phone down because it's a crap day. And I walk into the office, and the secretary wants to greet me and give there, and I just blow her off. And as I walk past her, she throws me the bird because I was nasty to her. And I'm like, yeah, throw me the bird. Today's a crap day. I don't really give a shit, right? And I walk into the meeting, and that's how my day carries on. Because today's a crap day. Now let's rewind it again to just before I wake up. Now this is how belief systems influence our behavior. Because the C in the ABC method is consequence. First you have attention, then you have belief, and then you have consequences based on that belief. Because now if I wake up in the morning and I knock over my glass of water, everything happens for a reason. This is my belief system. Now I dry my phone quick and still I'm late and I mess toothpaste on my shirt and everything happens for a reason. Okay, maybe this wasn't the best shirt. I can't find the right tie. You know what? I'm just going to leave the tie for today. It's okay because I'm running out of time. And I get down to my car and the wheel's flat. Oh, but everything happens for a reason, right? Spirit or God or a higher entity or the supreme consciousness or Buddha or Hare Krishna or whoever you want to term it or what you want to term it as is looking out for me. That's my belief system. Everything happens for a reason. So I change the car tire and I'm on my way to work. Now I'm stuck in traffic and I wonder what's happening. And I pass this accident. Wow, if I was on time today, that could have been me, right? Because it's a good thing I was late this morning, otherwise I could have been in that accident. It's a good thing everything happens for a reason. And my secretary phones me and she gives me the details and she tells me, listen sir, this guy just pitched up for your meeting. I told him you're running late, but he's very calm and relaxed. In fact, he's got jeans and an open button shirt on, no tie and stuff. And I'm like, thank you very much. I knew everything happens for a reason. Now we're dressed more or less the same and rapport is going to get built the moment I walk into that meeting. And I pitch up for the meeting, and as I walk past the receptionist, she greets me and she hands me the papers, and I quickly tell her, listen, I'm late for this meeting, but you know what, everything happens for a reason, and she feels good and enlightened, and I just feel great. It's the same scenario, it's the same occurrences, but what changed in all of it? You did. Because everything out there, everything that happens to you, do you have any control over it at all? No, you don't. And trust me, I do coaching and therapy on a regular basis, and I get clients who drive themselves literally to the point of insanity trying to control everything. And it is not possible. You cannot control what happens out there, but you can control what happens in here. Because that is where change ultimately occurs. Because every occurrence, every experience means absolutely nothing until you give it meaning. So, attention. Paying attention to what happens and where your thoughts are going. This means that whenever you find yourself asking unhelpful questions, and we're going to get to the pits and the pets in just a moment. Pits means it's personal improvement thinking. Right? No, I lie. That's the pits. It's personal enhancement thinking. That's the pits. Pits is personal breaking down. The word escapes me. Intimidated thinking. Sorry. Personal intimidated thinking. You intimidate yourself with the thinking of what your behavior is. If something happens, oh, this is crap, or the world's out to get me, or I need to control everything, or you're intimidating yourself. You're putting the rules of your life so high that you make it literally impossible for yourself to be happy. And then I get clientele tell me, Tony, I just want to be happy. And I'm like, great. I'll get 6 other people. I'll hypnotize them to be grumpy and all that, and we can be the 7 dwarfs. Then you can be happy, Then we have the 7 little dwarfs together, and you get to live your fantasy of being happy. And then they get cross with me for some unknown reason. I think it's hilarious. Ultimately, they do not. Because think of it this way, getting to belief systems. In order for you to know what darkness is, you need to understand what light is. Because if light does not exist to you, darkness wouldn't exist either, because you would have nothing to compare it to. Am I right? Yeah. So keeping that mentality in mind, the only way that you can even think and know and understand that you have a challenge or a problem or an unhappy scenario in your life is that somewhere in your powerful unconscious mind, you already have the opposite, the solution to that seeming problem or challenge that you're comparing it to. Only then can this become a problem, because you already have the solution that you're comparing the problem to. So when you decide, and you decide something is a problem, by the way, it doesn't just pop up. When you decide this is a problem, or this is a challenge, or this needs to change, you should be excited. Because hey, that bald-headed dude that was standing on the stage that day told me that in order for me to know that this is a problem, I already have the solution somewhere in my mind. I just need to change my attention to start looking for the answer. I need to change my belief that I can and do have the answer. And that will ultimately lead to consequence. The consequences of my belief and behavior determines how you close up the circle, where we started with this circle. Because like you saw with my example of knocking over the glass of water, if you believe that today is a crap day, you're going to alter your behavior to support that belief. And if you believe everything happens for a reason and I have the answer, I just need to find it, what is your behavior going to do? You're going to start behaving to support that belief. That goes back to the ancient psychological thing of optimist and pessimist, and I'm an opportunist, by the way. I'm neither a pessimist or an optimist. I'm an opportunist. If an opportunity arises, I grab it and I start manipulating the situation. So, with that, I see we're running out of time and the other guys are ready to do this show. So I'm not going to do an example of a quick hypnosis demonstration for you guys. Unless anybody wants to volunteer quick. Does anybody want to volunteer and be hypnotized quick? Or I can hypnotize you while you're sitting your ass right down there. It's your choice. Because what is hypnosis? It's an unconscious process. Am I right? Dumbed down to the single thing, hypnosis is any unconscious process. It's a process that doesn't involve the conscious mind. So think of it this way, and this is what I'm going to leave you with. You're taking my words. You're decoding it. You're adding meaning to it. You're not thinking what the context or the content or whatever is. You're doing it without thinking. Without consciously paying attention, you're understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth. So by you understanding me right now, you are running an unconscious process. And I'm already inside your mind. And to prove it, even if I tell each and every one of you, whatever you do, don't think of a blue tree. I can tell you the first image in your heads is a blue tree. As easy as manipulation is. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for giving me your time. I know it's a bit rushed and a bit hectic, but we've got other artists who wants to prove their stuff. I'll be around for the next 5 to 10 minutes if you have any questions. Alternatively, you can speak to the organizers and get my details there. My name is Tony Wake. Look me up at my website, tonywake.co.za or mindwalker.co.za as well. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the performances that are waiting for you guys. Thanks.